Master the research.
That's called Shaq.
You can taste the excitement here in the Quicken Loans Arena. We've got San Antonio facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Love outside. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And watching Kevin Love, he can do everything on the offensive end, Clark. He's been that way really his entire career, going back to high school.
Yeah, his game is low to the ground, too. No explosive moves or dunks. He takes you on and beats you with skill. Good footwork, smooth shot, sharp passer, and an excellent IQ.
And stolen by James. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Smith's running.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Parker with it. Now Smith defending. And the wide open shot from Green. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And the Cavaliers with possession. Outside Irving. He kicks it to Thompson. Takes the 13-footer and a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Parker against Irving. Got a piece of it. And here's Green outside. That is good. Green's got 5.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Smith left side. From deep. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Spurs have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Parker kicks to Leonard. Shoots. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. Cavaliers have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here.
And now one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on in age. Clark, we've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Cavaliers.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well. And getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Mon Shumpert has come in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Now here's Green. He's got 5. Shot to stop the run, and Duncan lays it in.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Shumpert. They lead by 4.
Well, that's certainly not who I expected to corral that rebound.
And there's the call on James. That's his first foul. And Cleveland making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. The Spurs also changing it up. West is checked in for Duncan. Martin comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Now here is Martin. And the shot is good. Here's Shumpert. Dellavedova kicks to Shumpert. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
You can't get in a much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
Leonard. They grabbed their own miss. Here's Aldridge. And it's all evened up.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And the shot is good. LeBron's got his first 2 points of the night.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ball game. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession. A different look now for San Antonio. Boris Diaz checked in for Aldridge. And it's Anderson in for Kawhi Leonard. James, the pass to Mozgov. Anderson against LeBron. Rebound San Antonio.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And it's Martin. Missing.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. Irving's checked in for Shumpert. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
Tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
.54 seconds left to play here in the first. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Cavaliers ball.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. Irving from long range. It's rebounded by West.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
No one near Smith as he lets it go. Off target from three-point range. Spurs trail by 4. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
So it's the Cavaliers now. Near the three-point line, it's Love. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Love's got his second basket. Martin with it. And the Angels won. Tim Duncan, just a remarkable career. His teammate Tony Parker talked.
And no matter
It's both unbelievable and amazing, you'd have to agree, talking about Tim Duncan and how he continues to stay near the top of his game.
You know, Kevin, they say nobody has ever defeated Father Time. But you know what? There have been a couple bigs that you'd have to say are the exceptions. Kareem being one, and then obviously now what Tim Duncan has been able to do over the course of his career. Just unbelievable.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
You know, you can tell right now this team's on the same page. They are right where they want to be offensively.
Well, finding scores on time and on target with your passes, it makes scoring the ball easy for them.
Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Iman Shumpert. Then it's Smith. Then it's Thompson. And it's Love in at the 4 spot. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season, but he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And it's 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. The word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
Yeah, you know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
And, you know, getting back to Popovich's relationship with Tony Parker, Pop made the decision to draft Parker. So he obviously saw something. But Pop's a perfectionist, and if you're going to play point guard for him, you've got to deliver consistently.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Smith. Irving comes in for Shumpert. And it's LeBron in for Matthew Dellavedova. Leonard, he's checked in for San Antonio. Spurs trail by 7. That's a 2 from Parker. Another shot. In deep. Aldridge drops it in. Aldridge has got 4 this quarter.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity and then, boom, right to the rack.
And talking about Tony Parker, Pop's tough love with him really paid off. Tony eventually became incredibly consistent, culminating with him being named the Finals MVP back in 07. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control. Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
And Thompson kicks to James. And that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Kicks it out to Leonard from the corner. And the Spurs scoring again.
The offense really coming around here in the second.
It's about rhythm, Clark. They're up above 50% now for the game. And you'll take that on any night. And defensively, there's still some work, though, they're going to have to shore up. Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
San Antonio making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Spurs trail by 9. Well, Clark, you look at LeBron's career averages right now around 27, 7, and 7. Hard to argue at this time he's not the best player in the league.
Well, you know, he might not always win the MVP award, Kevin, but that doesn't really matter. I think he's the most feared player in the league And he proved he can carry a team in last season's NBA Finals. Clearly, one of the all-time greats.
All right.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Fry comes in for Thompson. And it's Shumpert in there for Kevin Love. Ball's knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. That went off Duncan. The Cavaliers leading by 9. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. Shoots the 3. And another miss by Cleveland. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Parker dishes to Aldridge. There's the 3. Shot is off. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. To the middle. Here's LeBron. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here. He shattered the backboard.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Mozgov with the bucket.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up.
Here's Parker, and the rejection by James.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
Here's Mozgov.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing smart basketball. I mean, they've been very patient offensively, and their shot selection has been superb.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Irving can't hit.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Ginobili with the 3, and he gets the bucket. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Cavaliers leading by 16. Irving attacking. Duncan with the block. James wide open. The rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the inside. Here's Duncan, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And it's going to go on Iman Shumpert.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Really, as close as you can get to an and one right there. He almost had it.
San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Smith checked in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Aldridge. Anderson comes in for Leonard. Kevin Martin is checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
How about that, breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
West, and another basket for San Antonio.
How about a little flair and style from West on that one?
Just 4 seconds left to play in the first half. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 14 points, 6 assists, and 1 block. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
They've done a lot of things well, but...
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan, and it's a pivot spot, manning the middle.
He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
Love, no luck.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a game, a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
For J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
Boris Diaz checked in for Tim Duncan.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him.
We got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy. Get into them on the perimeter. Posts. Rotate over and make your presence felt.
That shook the lead.
Too soft.
Spurs trail by 17. Parker outside. Lets it go from 11. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Parker's got his third basket of the night. Well, Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year, for the chance to get Love.
And Thompson throws it down.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
Here's Irving. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got his 7th assist here tonight.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
He dialed that one up from long distance. And 11 points for J.R. Smith.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Irving passes to Love. It's tipped. Now, here's Diaw. Looking for his first basket still in this one. On up the court for the finish. And then Smith with the dunk.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Shumpert is checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Irving. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Dellavedova missing.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Parker. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Cavaliers on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That's his first foul. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. West is checked in for Aldridge. Kyle Anderson comes in for Boris Diaw. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Love with the bucket. The Spurs have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And here's Mills from the arc. Good. Mills has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades. Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. West with some nice D.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Kevin Love. And San Antonio also making a switch. Duncan's checked in.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
A lot of the Spurs' success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage. You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
That is good.
2 points.
We're talking about Channing Frye last year. The three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, standing in back of Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Goes up at the stripe. No good from Duncan.
All he needed right there was simply to set himself up and then relax and shoot the ball. He threw himself off balance for no reason.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Martin wide open. He fires. Duncan kicks to Mills. Tries again. Will not go. This is off the front iron. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And here are the Cavaliers now. Jefferson out there with James Jones. Then there's McRae. Then there's Mo Williams. And it's Mozgov in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Williams dishes to Jefferson. And that shot misses everything. Air ball on the 3. And San Antonio shooting around 41% on the night.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Ginobili. Unloads from 13. And he knocks down the jumper.
Assist goes to
Cleveland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Timeout called, Cleveland.
And, you know, guys, Manu Ginobili's relationship with Greg Popovich has been really interesting over the years. In the beginning, Pop obviously had a rigid system. Ginobili played with a lot more freestyle and freewheeling nature. The two clashed heavily early on, as one might expect.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. Out to Smith. Love the pass to Irving. And the rejection by Leonard. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
James, no good. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 for the field to get the fourth quarter started. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
And Irving throws it down.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Hey, guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
Thompson against Aldridge. Feeds to James. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Almost, but it rolls out. Cleveland leading by 23. Irving from long range. That's in there. Love with the assist. And that's now 18 points for Kyrie Irving. The drive by Green. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Cleveland's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Parker. Another miss by Parker.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Cavaliers?
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
And James throws it down.
They just can't miss. Everything they put up, it seems, goes in.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. They are certainly the bugs tonight. Nothing going their way.
And I'm not even sure that I'd want to be the windshield.
No, maybe the windshield wiper.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Love kicks to Irving, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. And Cleveland making a change here. Price checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. West is checked in for Aldridge. Anderson comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. Man showing some terrific range. 26 points for LeBron.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
For San Antonio, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. But they get it back.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Anderson with the block. And he's able to get it back. Fry dishes to Thompson. Irving for 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 7th assist here tonight.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And it's Green missing. And here are the Cavaliers. They're on a 20-3 run. LeBron drives in. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. It's going to be on David West.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Mon Shumpert has come in for J.R. Smith. And Mo Williams subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Cavaliers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for LeBron James. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Well, talking about the strength of LeBron now, we saw Michael Jordan do this, too. It didn't. They paid a lot of attention to the body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high-flying, but just as potent and as effective.
James Jones, who's checked in for Cleveland. .36 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And here's West from the arc. And the Cavaliers with possession here. There's the dish to Fry. Williams passes to Mozgov. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
It's Williams with the drive, and that one's good.
And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and sour.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. This team really...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. He just put it completely out of reach in the fourth quarter. It was as if he was saying, okay, enough fooling around. I'm taking over now. Let's get your opinion, Shaq.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the chart.
And that's it for our broad.